Students, now I'm going to show you all how to perform the seventh exercise, how to construct the geometry and the simulation part with respect to the exercise number 7 in milling exercises. So this is the exercise that you can see here. So initially you need to understand and read this particular geometry so that you can actually construct that with the help of the software. So here, one thing you have to remember is for this exercise 7, all units are in inches. Okay, we are not using the units in metric, but all the units here are in inches. So, accordingly, we have to configure the screen. So, let us get started. First step, you open this millet and then go to screen, configure. In this, by default, there is metric. You have to choose English and say OK. Next is F9 so that you get all the four quadrants. And now we are going to get this geometry only in the first quadrant. Okay, we'll try to construct this geometry only in the first quadrant. So let us now see what are the dimensions of this particular rectangle, the outside part. It is 6 inches in width and it is 4 inches in height. So let me do that. I will go to the main menu, say create rectangle with 2 points. One is origin, that is here, it has already taken origin, and the other one you can just see it is asking for width and height. You can straight away enter the width. First, the width that is 6 inches, comma, the height that is 4 inches, and say enter. So, this is the rectangle. I will now fit it to screen. Once I do this, what is the next thing that I need to do? It is I can use the I have to fillet it with the help of a radius of 0.50, that is zero point 0.5 inch. So I will go again to the main menu, and here when you go in this sorry you go to modify, you have an option of fillet. You choose this option. It is asking radius angle trim chain. So as we know the radius of the fillet, which is zero point 0.5 inch, I will choose the option of radius. It will ask me here to enter the fillet radius. It is 0.50 and say enter. Sorry, I put it as 0 comma 50, so it's not taken. It is 0.50. Say enter. Now you have to choose the edges where the fillet is required. So this is one edge, this is the other edge. So this is the fillet of radius 50 sorry 0.5 inch. Again, I'll choose on this radius 0.5 inch. If it's already in the command, then you can just go on selecting the edges. If not, you will have to again specify the radius. So now I'm already in the command, so just by clicking on the edges I am able to get the fillet. Having done this, I'll come out of the command by pressing on escape. Now you see this. After that, you can see there are these four holes that need to be drilled. So whenever we have to show drilling, you just have to specify the points. But what are the points here? Can you get the coordinates of this point, or is there any way to understand what are the points of this particular drill? So you can see one thing. The center of this arc, okay, of the fillet itself is the point which will be the center for drilling operation, okay, or the point for drilling operation. So we will go here and we will say go to main menu, say create point. You want to give the position, say position. What is the position? It is the center of what? This arc. So it has taken the center of this arc. Likewise, you can again click on center, click on this, click on the arc, you can get the center. So these are the 4 points where the drilling operation needs to be performed. Okay, go back to the main menu. Let's go to the next step. Next step is what? I just have to generate this particular region where the pocketing will be done. So in order to get this, I can construct one vertical line at the midpoint of this 6-inch line and a horizontal line at the midpoint of this constructed line. So let me start with it. I will go to the main menu and say create a line. Which line? I want a vertical line where it should be at the midpoint of what? This line. So this is the midpoint of this line, and then you can just extend it how much your is required. I've extended it till here. Next, that means what? I have drawn this particular vertical line. Now I want a horizontal line at the midpoint of this constructed line. So again, I'll go to the main menu, create line, horizontal line, where at the midpoint of which line? Of this line. So it has given a point which is the midpoint, and this I'm already in the horizontal option. So I will just draw a line at random. I haven't given the length of this line. Do I know the length of this line? Yes, you can see one thing. If you want to draw this arc here, there has to be a center which is at a distance of 1 inch from this line. Can you see it here? This total distance is 2 inch from the midpoint. This is 1 inch on this side and a line 1 inch on the other side. So you can just draw a horizontal line which is 1 inch here and a horizontal line which is 1 inch on this side. So what I've done, I've at random drawn a line. I haven't specified the length of this line, but when you're drawing a line, you can do specify the length of it. Or else, if you have not specified it, what we can do is you go to modify and say break. Break what? At length. So it is asking to select the entity. I want to break this line. At what length? At 1 inch and click. So can you see this white color region? The line which was earlier a complete line here, now it has been broken at a distance of 1 inch from this end. Once you do that, you can just click on delete. So this is the line which is 1 inch line. Same thing you can once again repeat. You can create line or horizontal line at end point, I think end point of this. Okay, so I'll say create line or horizontal line at midpoint of what? Of this line. So from here I can enter, or I've just taken a line at random. Once again, I'll go to the main menu, modify, break, at length. Which line? This line. At what length? 1 inch, and say enter. So you can see this white color region, it is the line having a length of 1 inch, and this extra line gets deleted. So this is the line having 1 inch on this side and 1 inch on this side, which will be the center to draw the arc. So can you see it here? This is the arc that I need to draw. So what is the diameter of this arc? It is 1 inch. So let's draw the arc. So I'll go to the main menu and I'll say create arc. Arc with diameter endpoint, because I know the diameter. What is the diameter? It is 1 inch. Click on this, and which is the center? This is the center of it. Likewise, once that square box appears, that means you have reached the exact point where you want to place the center. Will come out of this command. So these are the two circles. Now, if I want to delete, see, I don't need this here. I don't need another arc, right? I don't need the complete circle. So I have to trim this inside arc, this part, this half circle, I have to delete. So in order to get it correctly, what I'll do is I'll first draw lines which will be tangent to two arcs. Which are those? One arc and the other arc. So this is the tangent. Likewise, this is one arc, this is the other arc, right? Next is, again we'll go to the main menu and we will trim off this. I want this, sorry, I'll choose two entities. So this and this I want, so this part gets trimmed off. This and this I want, this part gets trimmed off. This and this I want, but come, everything got trimmed off. Okay, never mind, I'll delete off this completely, and I will once again draw an arc. Let us create an arc with endpoints. Which are those endpoints? One endpoint and other endpoint. And what is the radius of it? It is zero point 0.5. We have got this. What region you want to keep? You click on that side, so it will remain. Say repaint. Okay. So I'll go to the main menu and I don't need this. This was just required so that the trimming is successful. I'll delete off these lines. Now I don't need those lines, right? Next, now let me see what is remaining. I have to draw these arcs which are having a radius of 1 inch. Okay, how will I draw? Do I know the center of it? Do I want to make it that complicated? No, not required. I know the end points of these two arcs. With the help of that, I can draw this arc. I'll go here. I'll say, go to the main menu, create. Create what? Create an arc with the help of endpoints. Endpoints are where? This is one endpoint. This is the other endpoint. What is the radius? It is 1 inch. 1 inch is the radius. So whether you want to keep this part of the arc or this part, you want to keep this part. So click on this side. It will only retain that portion. Likewise, we will repeat, or if you want, you can draw a horizontal line, mirror image it. That's your choice. Okay, so again, I'll go to this option, create arc with endpoints. Here are the endpoints. First endpoint is here. Okay, it has taken this as the endpoint. Okay, let me repeat it again. Okay, this has come by mistake. Just delete off. I don't need these. Okay, I'll redo it. Menu, create arc with endpoints. Which are the endpoints? This is one endpoint and this is the other endpoint. What is the radius? It is 1 inch. So this is the arc. So whether you want to keep this or this, I want to keep this. So I'll click on this so that the other half gets deleted. So this is the geometry that we require. So you have seen, I have given the 4 points, I have constructed this, and this outer rectangle is chamfered. Now let us see, here it is said all units are in inches. Plate thickness is 0.75 inch, pocket depth is 0.5 inch. Tool 1 is a drill of 0.75 inch. Yes, because we need a hole to be drilled of 0.75 diameter. End mill is 1 inch. So we'll use a end mill of 1 inch to contour this. The outside extra material needs to be removed off. That for that we are going to use this 1 inch diameter end mill, and tool 3, that is an end mill of 0.375 inch, that we are using for pocketing. So the smaller the diameter, better will be the uh, cutting operation that happens here. So let me go here. Now we will go for simulation part. So this is fit to screen. It's already taken care of. Okay, let's go to main menu. Main menu, toolpath. Let's go for a job setup. Now you have the origin here. I have to keep it as this end, and the thickness of our tab is 0.75. So I've entered 0.75 and I'll say okay. Next, I will go for contour. Contour what? This region. So it's got selected and the arrow is in this direction. So I have to give right compensation. Say done. You have to select the tool. As I said, for uh, contouring, we are going to use 1 inch ball end mill and say okay. Contour parameter. What will be the depth of it? I will keep the depth of it as minus 1 inch and say I'm giving it as a right compensation. I'm giving it as right compensation and say okay. So now it is correct. Okay. Next, I'll go for drill. Drill what? Drill manual. What you want to select? Points. So this is first point, second, third, and fourth. After you have selected, please click on press escape button and only then this done option will appear. Now you go right click from this library. You have to choose what diameter drill. It is 0.75 inch. So I'm going downwards to find the 0.75 inch drill bit. Okay, so you say okay here, and let me see the depth that I have to. So it has to be a through hole. So I'll give minus 2 inch, and the retract is also 2. So the retract here is important. If you don't retract it at a height from the surface, it will start cutting the material itself. So I'll say okay here. Last is pocket. So pocket, you have to select this. So it is selected, and then you say done. For pocketing, as I said, I'll be using a drill bit of 0.3750, not a drill bit, sorry, a end mill of 0.375 diameter, sorry, inch diameter. So I've chosen this 0.375 inch end mill. Pocketing parameter. Pocketing has to be done till a depth of minus zero point 0.5 because it has to go downwards. So having chosen this, I'll say OK. So this is done. Next, let us go to operations. Select all, regenerate path, say verify, job setup values, say OK. Okay, there is some mistake here done with respect to this, mm, the thickness of the slab. So you can just correct the thickness of that slab and you'll get the correct thing. So this job setup is okay. Maybe this contour parameter that I've given here is depth of say 0 minus point 0.75. That's what is required. And drill is okay. Drill parameters are okay. Pocket parameters are also okay. Say select all, regenerate path, verify. Okay. Just check with the job setup. You have to get the correct thickness. Once you get that correct thickness, you will be able to get it correctly. Now here the thickness that I'm getting is a little extra, and therefore I can see this lower region is not required actually. So there's some issue with this thickness. Otherwise, whatever we have got is correct. So, so whatever we have done is completely correct. What is the mistake? I'll just see. As of now, if you all are able to get it with the correct job thickness, that will be the solution. What I'll do is only this last part, what is there, I will try to um, make the corrections and just take that part recording, the last part recording, and I will share that recording. So we can stop here.